Thank you. Ryan, thank you for that introduction. My dad was kind of giving me the side eye as he said the powerhouse, and he's giving me the look, but I appreciate it. And we're really honored to have you MC tonight's program and for your support of our organization. To Dennis Muhlenberg and the entire team at Boeing, thank you for demonstrating your continued belief in the work that we are doing. Boeing's incredible investment in the Travis Manion Foundation is not only an investment in our nation's veterans and families of the fallen, but it's an investment in the next generation of leaders and an investment in the character of our nation. I also want to thank Alex Gorski, who started us off tonight. Alex was one of the first people to believe in the important work that we are doing at the Travis Manion Foundation. As the CEO of one of the largest corporations in the world, Alex does not have much free time, yet he chooses to dedicate whatever he has to guiding and supporting TMF as the vice chairman of our board, a position he has held for the past 11 years since our inception. Thank you, Alex, for your commitment to the Travis Manion Foundation and the military community at large. I'd like to acknowledge another board member and longtime supporter, Don Morell. In addition to a dollar for dollar year-end matching campaign during the month of December to raise funds for TMF, the Morell Family Foundation has created a $1 million endowment to ensure that TMF will always be here to provide support for the families of our nation's fallen heroes. Along with endowments from the Sheriff Family Foundation and another private donor, TMF has kicked off a capital campaign to ensure our long-term sustainability that now totals over $3 million entering into 2020. With these and future endowments, we can confidently say to the thousands of veterans and families of fallen heroes that we support that we are here for you today, we will be here for you tomorrow, and we will be here for you as long as you need us. I'm also grateful to all of our honorees, distinguished guests, partners, supporters, and volunteers who are joining us at this beautiful and historic venue to celebrate all of the accomplishments that we have achieved together. Because tonight, we celebrate those who have served and who continue to serve, those who have led in uniform and those who continue to lead, those who have lost and continue to honor, and those who are inspired to serve a cause greater than themselves and who now inspire others. Tonight is a departure from the fear that in many ways dominates our modern era. Turn on the news, and the message is that we need to live in fear. The media seems to encourage it. We fear that our rights and voice are being taken away. We fear an oppressive government or a dishonest media. We fear for our economic stability, our national safety, our environment. The list goes on. It's all around us. We're instructed to worry about our well-being and to be skeptical and unaccepting towards others, especially those who disagree with us, and take care of ourselves and ourselves alone. This is the narrative we are being fed. The world is a mess, and therefore all you can do is look out for yourself. But of course, those of us in this room know that's not at all true. Those are not the only two options, and this is the mentality of the Travis Manion Foundation. Of course, there are very real threats that are surrounding us, but we can choose to do something about them. We can choose to look for solutions, to seek out how we can be of service to others, and to give back. We can choose to put others before ourselves. We can choose courage, kindness, generosity, and integrity, just as our Spartan members, led by veterans and families of the fallen, choose each and every day. I'm not sure where along the way our nation lost the ability to have disagreements but maintain civility. I can't say for certain what crept into our culture and started to slowly chip away at our natural human need to connect with each other and serve the greater good. The desire to give to others and build meaningful relationships are deep-rooted, inherent, and essential human qualities. They have ancient origins, and somehow, as a nation, we've started to drift from them. My hunch is that fear is at the center of this drifting. We have to commit to combating fear with civility, generosity, selfless service to others, and yes, personal sacrifice. Now, more than ever, we need models of strength to lead the way. At Travis Manion Foundation, we believe that our military community are the exact right people for the job. We're fortunate to have joining us tonight so many men and women who have committed to serve as those role models to others and serve to lead our future generations. Tonight in this room, we have a small sampling of over 22,000 veterans, active duty, first responder, and families of the fallen who serve through the Travis Manion Foundation as mentors for youth and leaders within their communities. They are joined by over 100,000 others who didn't serve in the military, but who share our values and our passion for making a difference. Together, our members unite communities to serve and honor our fallen heroes. They serve as chapter leaders, veteran mentors, race directors for our 9/11 Heroes Run, and service project leaders during our Operation Legacy campaigns. They serve as community leaders who give their time and skills to combat fear. Instead of turning inward to just look out for themselves, instead of giving up on others, these people choose to connect with one another, learn from one another, and most importantly, serve for the greater good of our country. So while I've raised concerns about patterns I see developing in our nation's culture, that does not mean that I doubt the brightness of our future. I remain ever optimistic about the nature of our country's character because of the men and women leading the "if not me, then who" movement. And because I know our military community will set the example and show us the way. That's why we invest so heavily in this population with continued support, personal development, and training, so we can be sure that they have the skills and resources to lead as we need them to. Veterans like Jason Pock, who we learned about earlier when we recognized the incredible contributions that Boeing and their employees are making. Tonight is special for a number of reasons, but it's particularly special for Jason. On this very night, 12 years ago, just 2 months after his unit had landed in Afghanistan, Jason suffered an IED blast that left him as a double amputee. It's people like Jason who remind us of the power of grit and courage and why we must always choose them. Veterans all over the country are doing this in small ways and in big ones, and significantly, they're sharing their example of character with the next generation. Take, for example, Shannon Kelly, who's here with us tonight and serves as a veteran mentor in our Character Does Matter program. I loved hearing about Shannon's approach to mentoring the next generation because she uses a story of personal rejection to teach a lesson about character. Since the age of 9, it had been Shannon's dream to follow in her father's footsteps and attend the United States Military Academy at West Point to become an Army officer. Nothing was going to stand in her way until, of course, she received a rejection letter from West Point her senior year of high school. She was crushed and uncertain of her future. Towards the end of her senior year, the United States Naval Academy reached out to offer an appointment. The decision was tough. She didn't want to give in to what felt like a betrayal of her lifelong dream. Ultimately, she accepted Navy's offer and decided to use the rejection as motivation to work hard at school and further her career. To the students that she mentors, Shannon shares that she now has 2 letters framed on her office wall, a rejection letter from Army and a congressional nomination to Navy. One stands for perseverance and the other for gratitude, she tells her students. These are the traits that put her on a path to becoming a Navy pilot and ultimately to a successful career with Johnson & Johnson. And through her work at TMF, she mentors young adults to help them discover their own personal character strengths that will ultimately bring them success as well. Shannon didn't let her fear of rejection stand in the way of being a success story, and her work in our program helps teach youth the power of embracing difficulties. Veteran Vince Ruiz is another great example. Vince went through a dark time following his military service, which challenged him to his core and almost took his life. But instead of giving in, he overcame and now serves as a veteran mentor, teaching youth about character and leadership. And while he is making a huge impact on the lives of countless young adults, his continued service and involvement with the TMF community plays an important role in maintaining his own well-being and mental health. Vince and Shannon are incredible examples of what this generation of veterans is all about, taking their own challenges and obstacles and using them to fuel their own personal growth by continued service right here at home. Along with the incredible veterans that lead our programs, the people that I truly want to recognize tonight and hold up as the best examples to us all are our families of the fallen present this evening. Please stand as I call your name, and we'll hold our applause until the very end. Bob and Linda Craven, parents of Captain Scott Craven, United States Air Force. Bonnie, Adam, and Stephanie Dumont, mother, brother, and sister of Sergeant Paul Dumont, Jr., United States Army. Thomas and Inez Hickson, son and daughter-in-law of Machinist Mates First Class Christopher Hickson, United States Navy. Teresa Jones, wife of Lieutenant Commander Landon Jones, United States Navy. Stephanie Keegan, mother of Sergeant Daniel Keegan, United States Army. Heather Kelly, wife of First Lieutenant Robert Kelly, United States Marine Corps. Caitlin Kennedy, sister of Captain Brian Kennedy, United States Marine Corps. Amy Looney Heffernan, wife of Lieutenant Brendan Looney, United States Navy SEAL. John and Gail Moscow, parents of Lieutenant Christopher Moscow, United States Navy. Lydia Sandry, sister of Sergeant Matthew Sandry, United States Army. Charlotte Spencer and Jamarco Bouchard, wife and son of Private Second Class Clarence Spencer, United States Army. Monica Velez, sister of Corporal Jose Freddy Velez, United States Army, and Specialist Andrew Velez, United States Army. Catherine and John Torrente, sister and brother-in-law of First Sergeant Daniel Worth, German Special Forces. General Mark and Carol Graham, father and mother of Cadet Kevin Graham, and First Lieutenant Jeffrey Graham, United States Army. Thank you for allowing us to recognize your loved one's sacrifice, and thank you for continuing to serve as an example of the strength of character that this country aspires to. It's important to reflect on the loss of these heroes, not to cast a shadow over tonight's celebration, Just the opposite. We're here tonight to remember, to honor, to celebrate, and most importantly, to continue the legacies of these American heroes. They stood for values that are worth standing for: integrity, courage, leadership, and selfless service to others. In uniform, they swore to protect and promote these values, and now that task falls to us. My hope for each of us in this room is that we take that role seriously and that we never let ourselves succumb to fear, callousness, incivility, or selfishness. My hope is that we reject the narrative that tells us that we need to be on guard against those who see things differently from us, or that we can only benefit by looking out for our own self-interest. That's simply not true. And if you ever thought that it was, I hope you take a look around this room and realize that there are enough living, breathing examples to the contrary to prove that theory wrong. But we must not take these things for granted. Our freedom and way of life are not guaranteed. We must all play a role. Your investment in the Travis Manion Foundation is an investment in the people that will lead the way. Our model is simple. The military already trained veterans to lead effectively, so our job is to hone those skills and to provide further development. Then we will give them new opportunities to leverage those strengths and solve the most important problems facing our country. The rest of us must join them. As a community, we will always meet our fears head on, and we will prevail. In closing, I want to honor and thank the men and women who stand guard tonight and fight to protect the values we stand for. God bless those who have served in our military and those who serve right here at home. God bless the families and communities that support them, and God bless this great nation. Thank you.